Hello there, very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us here on Ideal World. This is when we team up with Planet Cruise to give you dream destinations, dream holidays. And today we bring you all the big brands. We're talking P&O, we're talking Royal Caribbean, we're talking Cunard. These are names that are synonymous with excellent cruising. Before we get going, let's introduce Keith, who's got a great background in cruising himself. And in fact, could you tell us a little about Planet Cruise too?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're the largest independent UK cruise operator, Paul, and we've been around for over 10 years. And we're the #1 UK seller for many of the cruise lines that we call for. But we are independent, and that means, therefore, our advice that's given to you is not relied or not aligned to any particular cruise line. It's completely independent, it's completely bespoke, and it's completely on what's best for you. Got 96% feedback rating. We're ABTOL and ATOL bonded. We've also got a price match guarantee, and that means that if you find the cruise that you see on our website or on here cheap or anywhere else, we'll do our utmost to match that for you, and that's whether you find it on a website or a travel agent. So do come back and always let us know. But beyond that as well, it's not just the shows and the deals you're going to see on today's show. There's plenty more beyond that that you can enjoy.
It's also nice to know that everyone that you talk to at Planet Cruise, and Keith included, have actually been on cruise ships. So when you hear Keith talking about all this information about the lines, about the ports of call, it's because you were at sea for years.
Absolutely, 12 years. I worked on board as a cruise director, which means I was in charge of all the entertainment and kind of guiding people around these beautiful destinations. So yeah, it's all first hand. It's from the horse's mouth.
Now, we're going to start off with one of the biggest lines, Norwegian Caribbean. NCL is the way you may know of them. And this is a great opportunity for you because it's going to get you into the Mediterranean. Now, I want you to bear in mind that any of these cruises, we're going to talk to you about the basic cruise itself and what you can get, and of course you can upgrade. But don't forget that Planet Cruise can make any of these trips bespoke for you. So if you're thinking about parking, if you're thinking about, can I stay a few nights before or afterwards, all of these questions that we don't get to answer for you, just call the number at the bottom of the screen and talk to the team, and they'll be able to do that for you. But it's really important you understand Planet Cruise can make these trips bespoke for you. Come on, let's get talking about NCL. In fact, before we get on the ship, we actually go to Barcelona. Or Barcelona,
yeah, that's right. So you're straight to Barcelona. We fly out to Barcelona, and then you've got a 3-night stay in a 4-star hotel in this amazing place. So we're going to see some great video footage now, giving you an idea of this amazing capital of what we call Catalonia, the Catalonian part of Barcelona. Now, it's sandwiched, of course, between the Mediterranean Sea and these beautiful Sierra de Corozela hills, and it's probably best known for the Art Nouveau architecture of Gaudi himself. You've got loads of different houses that he built there, and you've also got the stunning cathedral, which is an absolute masterpiece of engineering. Now, beyond that, I would recommend wandering down Las Ramblas, which is full of street performers and many beautiful artists and places to sit and get a tapas and coffee. And you can also go through right at the top there to the 900-year-old La Boquera market, which is probably the best place to get tapas in the whole of Spain, in my opinion. It's a great place for shopping. It's got some amazing beaches as well. In fact, National Geographic says it's got the best beaches in the world, the best urban beaches. And there you're seeing, of course, Gaudi's masterpiece cathedral, and it's just a wonderful open cosmopolitan feeling. If you want to go and go to a great museum, then you can go right up to the top to the open park, almost like an open air museum to Gaudi, which is Park Güell. But just literally take your time, just get in that really relaxed spirit of just wandering along through Las Ramblas, sitting down, getting a coffee, doing a bit of shopping, taking in some of the street performers, and then just enjoying some of that beautiful tapas, some of the wonderful gambas alioli, which they produce in these wonderful clay pots, these huge big bits of prawn. Beyond that, you can also go up to the Montjuic, which is this huge hill that overlooks the whole of the city. You could take the cable car up. The former Olympic Stadium's there for great views, and the cable car ride itself is worth it. It's a real treat. And there is Barceloneta Beach, which again is just moments from where you arrive.
Come on, you got a 3-night stay there in a 4-star hotel. That's the beauty of it. So you've really got the opportunity to chill out and relax before we get going. So then of course we're going to take the opportunity to go on the ship itself. In fact, let's take a look at NCL so we can see the sort of thing we can be enjoying on board the ship.
An amazing company, this, of course, Norwegian Cruise Lines. It's all about freestyle entertainment, and this is an incredible chance for you to enjoy what we call freestyle cruising. Everything is based around what you want. Eating at your times, enjoying the entertainment at your times. Basically, the cruise is built around you. It's completely, if your idea of a traditional cruise is dressing up in a bow tie every night and having to dress formally and just having to eat at a certain time, this is the opposite. Loads of great singing, comedy and shows in the evening, which again is all included in the price. These huge, great halls like the Manhattan Room there, which is dedicated to dance and to shows. This particular ship only came out in 2010, and you're going to be there with another 4,000 people. It's got the first ice bar at sea, which is a great place to go and get a chilled cocktail. And again, beyond that, you've also got the first solo studio cabin, so if you want to go on as a solo traveller like myself and experience the ship, you can do. There's a great selection of different restaurants on board. You can have tapas, sushi, Italian, French, teppanyaki, steakhouse, and my favourite, the modern churrasqueria, which is the Brazilian, in a sense, celebration of meat. They just keep on bringing it until you say, no more, I've had enough. Great selection of different staterooms as well for you to enjoy, and you can just literally take your pick from wonderful balcony staterooms, huge lavish suites, to these huge multi-living areas.
Now, of course, that's the ship itself. There's one thing we will be talking about. You've got an opportunity to upgrade to balcony, and you'll be getting an all-inclusive drinks package.
It's really good value, that, because in a sense you're getting a much nicer cabin, but also it is a proper all-inclusive package. Well, Sean, we're going to see in a minute with a message from the marketing director that it actually includes premium brands as well. This drinks package.
We'll come back in a moment. £599 is your starting price on this. What a brilliant opportunity. £599. Now, of course, the ship is your home. Think of that as your hotel on this voyage. Let's take the opportunity now to see where we're going to go.
Yes, okay, so your first chance will be to sail over to Naples, and you've got a great chance there after a relaxing day at sea to enjoy that ship and enjoy all the entertainment on board, to stop in one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world. It's dripping with ancient architecture. It's well worth exploring. Yes, there is lots to do beyond Naples, the birthplace of pizza. You can go to Pompeii, you can go to Herculaneum if you love your history. You can go up to Mount Vesuvius and see the wonderful views from the top of that ancient famous mountain and volcano. And of course, you can go over to the jet-setting paradise of Capri, or explore the Amalfi Coast. From there, we're then going on to Rome. I mean, I say Rome, it's Civitavecchia is the port. It's a couple of hours in, but it's worth it to go and see the Eternal City, full of fountains, wonderful architecture. You know, you've got so many different things you can do here, including great shopping on what they call Via Condotti, one of the most exclusive shopping streets in the world. Big hitters that you're seeing here, like the Colosseum, where the gladiators used to fight for the approval of the emperor and the crowd, and of course strolling down the Roman Forum or standing at the top of the Spanish Steps and admiring the views. Then we're going through to another amazing port of call. It's Livorno. It's known as Little Venice, and it's a great chance for you to enjoy the canals that stretch around this little part of the world, and an amazing market which is brilliant for shoes. It's got some real bargains there. However, it is your access into the Tuscan countryside, into places like Lucca and of course Pisa to go and see the Leaning Tower, and most importantly, the open-air Renaissance Museum of Florence, the stunning place where you can see Botticelli's Birth of Venus, or go and see Michelangelo's David in the flesh, or in the stone. It's probably a more accurate description.
But of course, it doesn't stop there, does it?
It doesn't, no. Or climb the steps of the mighty Duomo for amazing views.
We then move on to France.
Yeah, then we're going to Cannes, and this is an amazing jet-set destination where it's the real C&B scene lifestyle that comes along this part of the coast. Millionaires' yachts, super-fast cars purring through the streets, and shopping that's all about the big brand names. Okay, then we're going on there to Parma, and this is a great place. This is an amazing seaside destination that's laced with beautiful beaches for you to relax on. Where you dock the ship there, you can wander down this long sea promenade to this huge cathedral at the end. Behind the cathedral, like this, there's Paseo de Born with loads of little quirky shops. Great place to get hot chocolate and what they call the Esmeralda, their version of the croissant. And a great chance also for you to go to the best beach on the island, Formata Beach, or the Caves of Drac. Very spooky, very atmospheric. Okay, then you're heading back to Barcelona before you fly back to London. It's an incredible itinerary, Paul, with a great brand at a great price.
Well, when you think you can get this from as little as £599, we're talking about a 10-night cruise here, because you've got the opportunity to stay at the start. We're talking about less than £60 per person per night. Less than £60 per person per night. This is really one to consider. Now, we're going to show you a video clip where Glenn from Planet Cruise got to talk to Nick Wilkinson, who's actually from NCL, and he's explaining why you should upgrade to this balcony deal and get all the booze included. Watch this.
Now, one thing we've really noticed here for the sales team, that you introduced a little while ago a new campaign called the Freestyle Choice Plus. Can you explain a little bit more about that? Because, as I say, it's proven to be very, very popular over the last couple of months.
One of the key things we need to do as a company is listen very carefully to our clients. Okay. So with that, we've listened to what they felt was the key values they wanted. The most popular by a long way is the inclusive drinks package. Yeah. So what's different with our drinks packages, it's a real drinks package. Right, it includes premium brands.
Okay, that's really, really good to know.
And that is quite key. So if you want a Gordon's gin, you want Smell vodka, they're included. If you don't drink, don't worry, you have different options. With our style of dining, there's a lot of restaurants included in your standard fare.
Okay.
But we also have some great specialty restaurants. A teppanyaki restaurant with the knives being thrown in the air and then the full food preparation done directly in front of you.
Good fun, that's really good.
So these type of restaurants have a small charge on there. So we have a dining option where all these specialty restaurants are included as option number 2.
Right, okay.
Or if guests just want to do what they want, when they want, again going to our freestyle freedom of choice to do what you want, we do an onboard credit which you can use to spend on what you want.
Now, the other really important thing is, obviously, we're speaking to our clients every single day, and a lot of them asking, when is this going to end?
This offer that we're doing with you today will finish on the 8th of April.
Not long to go then.
Not long.
There you go. That was Glenn chatting away there to Nick, so you can see brilliant, brilliant deals. Take advantage of it. Don't forget, upgrade to the balcony and you can have all your booze included. Let's just remind you what's included on this particular trip, because it is phenomenal, and at less than £60 per person. Don't tell me you can't afford a cruise. Don't tell me you can't afford a cruise at prices like this. So we've got dates available to you from April through November. Again, if you're after a specific date, talk to the guys. The number's there at the bottom of the screen. It's not the ideal world number, so you might want to write it down. 0800 781 5458. Free all-inclusive drinks package if you go for balcony or above. Single special, that means if you are travelling on your own, because our price we're talking about are usually for couples, you know, price per person per night for 2 people in the cabin, but look at the great deal if you're on your own. And that's something that travellers travelling on their own often talk about. $6.99 is the single deal. Return flights, but of course we get and talk to the guys, say, oh, what about Bristol, what about Manchester, what about Birmingham? Talk to the guys and they can help you out on those things. And of course the great thing about all of this is you could get it for a deposit only. I say could because it depends what dates you want to go. The further away it is, the better off deal. Let's have a look at the prices across the inside balcony and single prices as well. It's a brilliant opportunity. You can see at the bottom left-hand corner there, if you're going for November, an inside cabin for as little as $5.99.
And just to say again what you mentioned there, Paul, which is we can get you flights from all across the UK. We know we've got a lot of people that watch the show up in the north that want to fly from Manchester or maybe from Scotland, so do get in touch because we can make everything bespoke.
Now, we've got another great line for you. Cruiser Maritime, in fact, it's their new ship. It's not a brand new ship, but it's their new ship. It's called the Magellan. And if you want to go on a cruise which is adults, which is not got kids running around, you know, maybe you haven't got kids, maybe the kids have flown the nest, so you just want to get away from it all, this could be the one for you. Nice thing about this trip as well, it's from Tilbury, so let's say just east of London, over in Essex, and it's actually going to come back to Tilbury too, so you can take as much luggage as you like. Let's talk about the brand. Let's find out a little more about them.
Yeah, so Cruiser Maritime, as you rightly said, Paul, they're a fantastic brand, a British brand. It came around in 2010, and it is a very, very British cruising experience where they do aim themselves towards you know, a more mature British cruise passenger who wants an adult-only environment where there's a focus on arts and crafts, on great guest speakers, on port-intensive cruises, and also on a great selection of different tour options when you get into port. So you'll see there's lots of great options for you. It's not just the same old tours and the same old ports. There's a lot of creativity, there's a lot of innovation here as well. And again, because they're a smaller company, you've got a really super friendly crew that know each other. It's a very much a family atmosphere on board. A great chance for you to have those deck parties in the evening, for you to enjoy all the things that a modern cruise ship offers you, whether that's having a cocktail outside as you sail away, whether that's bumping into the captain as he wanders around doing his rounds, whether that is relaxing in the spa and getting a nice massage, or going and doing a bit of gambling, you know, having a cocktail, doing a bit of shopping on board, getting those duty-free prices. There is a great selection of different things for you to do. There's only 550 passengers on this ship, so you are going to be one of amongst just only a few people. And again, with the entertainment, you're going to have great all singing or dancing West End style shows. You're going to have a fantastic chance to listen to classical music while you relax and have a cocktail in the evening and an elegant bar surrounding, or of course enjoy it all from the deck of the ship.
And crafters are going to enjoy it too, aren't they? They've got
Yeah, I mean,
crafting.
there's millinery, bead jewellery, mosaic decoration, calligraphy, decorative card art. You buy this stuff on board, but you can enjoy the wonderful classes as part of the package.
So we start our trip in Tilbury.
Well, yeah, we do. Again, a wonderful rare port to cruise from within the industry, from London. So great, the heart there. And then, of course, the relaxing day at sea, enjoying all the ship has to offer before you go out to the fjords. Edsfjord is your first port of call. And this lies at the end of the beautiful Hardanger Fjord, which you're going to get a chance to sail right the way through the centre. It's surrounded by mountains up to 2,000 metres high. It's the gateway to what we call Hardanger Vidda, which is the largest mountain plateau in Europe and Norway's largest national park. And it's the only place in Norway where you'll see wild herds of reindeer in their natural habitat galloping across the plateau. It's a stunning thing to see. It's jaw-dropping, and it will bring tingles down your spine. And then a short walk from the village centre, there's graves by the roadside there dating back to the Iron Age, dating back to the Viking eras, and a beautiful church that was built in 1309, and the stunning Vollefossen waterfall, one of Norway's most popular natural attractions that you're seeing there. Okay, then we're going through from there, sailing through to Flom, and this literally translated means the little place between steep mountains. It's deep in a tributary of the Sognefjord, which is the world's longest and deepest fjord. Again, look at this majestic environment. Remember
Amazing,
that nothing we show you, nothing we can say can actually prepare you to see this in the flesh. It's absolutely stunning. And again, that's the ship. Look at the tiny little boat there going through. The size of what's around you is incredible. And here in Flom, you can ride on the world's steepest railway, and of course you can go deep down into the caves of Gudvangen, or go and see how goat's cheese is made in Unredal. Okay, then from here you're heading through to Bergen, and this is probably the biggest port of the cruise that you're going to. It's your great chance to see the old Hanseatic wharf. You can see it here stretching from Mount Floyen, and you can actually climb up Mount Floyen. You can take the old funicular up and then hike back down, which is incredible. That's the view from Mount Floyen. And when you get down into the city centre, there's the fish market, one of the largest in Europe. Amazing chance to go and get a fresh fish supper. You can enjoy the wonderful wharf that you can see here, the Brigand's Wharf, which is UNESCO protected, or head over to Lake Nordas, which is Edvard Grieg's home, and he's one of the amazing composers that Norway have produced. Okay, then a relaxing day at sea back to Tilbury. Remember, all that time, all your entertainment, all your food is included for an amazing £429 for 6 nights, Paul.
But again, don't forget, these prices are up to 40% off, so don't tell me you can't afford a cruise. £429 per person, it's a brilliant deal. I'm going to personally recommend it because I cruised for 18 years myself, and the Fjords is one of my all-time favourite cruises. It's wonderful. Now, saying you can't afford this, come on, let's go through what you can get for your money here. We've got dates available in June and August. You can go for a deposit only from as little as £150. So if you talk to the team today, £150. Again, there is a single special available on that, and you can be one of the first to sail on Cruise Maritime's new ship. It's new for them. It's a brilliant, brilliant opportunity. It really is fantastic. Now let's have a look at the prices. Again, we've got inside, outside and single available for you, and that's from as little as £4.29.
Such a great time of year to cruise the fjords as well. You know, it was going to be hot, it's going to be sunny. You know, expect to take your suntan lotion with you, because you'll be surprised at how hot it can get in June and August out in the fjords.
Now we're going to move on to our next trip, because we've still got 4 more to share with you. So we've got 4 more trips that we want to share with you. We're going to go with a British brand synonymous with cruising. It's P&O. And in fact, we're going to go on board the ship right now, because Keith was lucky enough to go on here and make a little video clip for you. Watch this.
Fresh from her multi-million-pound refit, P&O's Ventura was launched in April 2008 by Helen Mirren. She marked an exciting new direction for P&O Cruises, and is a large, beautiful, contemporary and family-friendly ship with bags of character and a more informal onboard vibe that's making her a firm favourite with many passengers. One thing is for sure, you certainly won't go thirsty. With its emphasis on catering for today's British tastes, Ventura hosts numerous watering holes, from the visually stunning panoramic video wall, the Metropolis, through to the traditional pub, the Exchange. But this is my absolute hands-down favourite, Ollie Smith's new Glass House wine bar. It's a relaxed and stylish setting with tasty food available, and also these wonderful flights where you can try lots of different new wines. With club or freedom dining on offer and a 24-hour buffet, you have real flexibility and you really can make the cruise fit your schedule. The recent refit also saw Atul Couture's Asian-inspired restaurant East added to Ventura's culinary arsenal. And when you do go, make sure you try the 24-hour slow-cooked lamb rendang. With 4 pools, a massive sports deck, special celebrity sailings, a new behind-the-scenes backstage tour, the biggest gym and spa in the fleet, there is loads to do on board Ventura other than just relax with a good book and top up your tan. But it's in the evening that this ship really comes alive. Vibrant West End style shows with exciting UK guest acts played twice nightly in the Arena Theatre. Then there's the excellent light entertainment which takes place in both the Havana Show Lounge and also the Tamarind Club. But what I like most is this stunning new atrium with this wonderful dance floor. The accommodation is bright, spacious and full of designer touches. There are big suites that can cater for up to a family of 6, through to these new single cabins that are a great cost-effective option for solo travellers like myself.
Great thing about this trip is 5 days at sea, so you're really going to get to enjoy that ship.
You are, and there's so much to do. You know, people sometimes get frightened about taking time out at sea on a cruise ship, but these modern cruise ships, there is literally so much entertainment, there's so much to do on board, so many different foods to try, that it's actually a delight to have that time at sea. It's really relaxing.
So it's Southampton to Southampton. Where exactly are we going to go?
Yeah, absolutely. So, relaxing day at sea before we go to your first port of call, sailing down the Tagus River. It's an amazing sailing into Lisbon, one of the best views you can get at the Portuguese capital. And as you sail in there, you go past the Belém Tower and the impressive monument to the discoverers, 2 of the great things that you can see if you take one of the trams out to there. And in fact, if you do want to take the tram out, I would recommend that. In fact, the trams are the best way to get around Lisbon. They clatter these bright yellow trams along the pavement. The other great one to do is tram 28, which you can pick up from St George's Castle right at the top. And St George's Castle gives you one of the best views, and then it will take you down the barrier, up the barrier alto, and again you'll hear fado, the traditional music echoing across the walls. You might smell freshly baked bread and see the traditional dressed ladies hanging out there washing. It's a great experience.
And then of course we go on to Seville.
Yeah,
Cadiz
is the port, and this is great. This is a chance for you to see a Moorish paradise, and Cadiz is almost like a walled city in itself. It's got these wonderful great marine walls going all the way around the outside with a great beach that you can enjoy. But you can go through into Seville, the legendary home of Don Juan, the capital of Andalusia, and of course one of Spain's mightiest rivers. You've got a basically enchanting city of leafy parks, of mosaic paved riverside promenades, winding medieval streets, grand squares. It's your chance to go and see where Christopher Columbus' tomb lies in the massive Gothic cathedral, and to climb the Giralda, the cathedral's bell tower, which dates back to the 14th century, which gives you amazing views over the whole city. Then, relaxing day at sea before we go through to Valencia. 1 minute here you can enjoy paella, and this is where paella was invented. The next minute amble through beautiful galleries of tip-top museums, and then go and relax on some of the best beaches in the whole of Spain. You can even go to a 13th century cathedral, which is said to contain the chalice used by Christ in the Last Supper, which is, you know, quite appropriate for this time of year.
Yeah.
Okay, then you're going through to Alicante. And this is a palm line promenade full of waterfront cafes, whitewashed houses freckled with geraniums. It's a beautiful place to enjoy. It's got a fairy tale fortress and swath after swath of beautiful opal white sand beaches. Then you're going to go through and have a wonderful chance to go through to Malaga. Now Malaga sits on the Costa del Sol, which in itself of course will be very familiar to us from the UK. And again, it's a Moorish delight. The best views are right from the top, Gibraltar Castle. You can actually then wander down through the Alcazaba, which is this incredible fortress with great views over the African coast, beautiful gardens that you can wander through, dates back to the 11th century, before going down to the Picasso Museum at the bottom, over 200 works of his art, because Picasso was born here along with Antonio Banderas. Best place to eat tapas in the whole of Spain. Then we go through to Gibraltar. And Gibraltar is a great chance for you to have a piece of Portsmouth sliced off and rowed 500 miles south. That's what Larry Lee says. And you can take a cable car up to visit the Barbary Apes, very cheeky chaps, explore the acoustics of St Michael's Cave, wander through the great siege tunnels. There's more road actually inside the rock than outside the rock. That's an incredible thing for you to enjoy. Yeah. It's brilliant for duty free. It's great to go and get your cheap booze and your cheap cigs. Not that I'm recommending you should smoke by all means. And then I would also recommend here, one thing that we don't know you can do, except one of my holiday snaps, is to take a dolphin trip out into the Straits and see these wonderful animals in their natural habitat. A couple of relaxing days at sea, enjoying all that Ventura has to offer, this brilliant British cruise brand. 177 years they've been around, and then back to Southampton.
Yeah, don't forget, on this trip we've got some great savings, up to £150 per person off the brochure price, which is just brilliant. It actually works out under £63 per person tonight. Think of the sort of hotel you're going to be in for £63 per person per night in the UK. Think of the hotel you'll be in. You're going to be on board that ship, includes your entertainment, includes all your food. You are on to a winner. You can add one night if you want to at the Meon Valley Marriott, £75 per person, but that also includes all your airport and your port transfers. So it's a really, really great deal. And those are your prices over those dates in October and December for inside, outside and balcony cabins. I always recommend, if you can, stretch to the balcony. You see those beautiful ports as you're making your way in and out of the ports. So that's the cruise around the Iberian. Now, it's easy to stay in touch with Planet Cruise, really, really easy. If you want to get in touch with them with any sorts of questions, anything you want to know, obviously you can pick up the phone, 0800 840 1088, but of course you've also got social media, which is really, really handy. You've got things like Facebook, you've got things like YouTube, you can use all of that. If you want to sign up for the newsletter, which means it will simply be sent out to you, so when they've got red hot deals, you'll always know, then go onto their website, that's planetcruise.co.uk. Of course, you can always call them and ask for a free copy of their current brochure. It's always nice to have that. And their website is actually brand new. It's all just been released recently, and it's really easy to get around. By the way, I should mention at this point, if you see at the bottom left-hand side of the screen when we're talking about the cruises, an ID number. That's your cruise ID number. That last one was 79288. And the great thing about writing down the ID numbers is when you call them, you can actually tell them the cruise number, they know exactly which cruise you're talking about. Or, of course, if you go onto the website, just put that into the search engine and it will take you straight through the page so you'll know exactly. And you can watch video clips, you can see more information. And again, if you've got any questions that we haven't answered, then enjoy that. Now, also, it's worth considering booking your excursions in advance. Imagine saving up to 60%.
It is, and also it takes the stress out of getting on board, getting on board and actually, having to then queue up to get your tours, go to the showcase. You can take all the stress out of it. Have your first day relaxing with a cocktail rather than going through the monotony of booking with tours. Do it before you go and save yourself some money.
Now, stay with us because we've still got cruises coming from Cunard and Royal Caribbean. In fact, not just the Royal Caribbean, the brand new, not even at sea yet,
no,
the brand new
Anthem
ship.
of the Seas. They've got one of their new Quantum class ships, one of the new smart cruise ships, which has so many wonderful things, including a bionic bar with these robotic arms doing the drinks. It's brilliant.
Let me just remind you of the phone number. You might want to write this down. 0800 781 5458. And of course, keep a pen and pencil handy because you want to write down the ID numbers as well. Let's take a moment to have a look at this next cruise line because we're going now to Princess Cruises. In fact, I just want to show you something before we get going. Princess Cruises is the line I proposed to my wife on. And if you go, was he really there? I've still got my little wash bag. I keep it now at work with all my makeup and stuff in it. That really is. And I've got a little backpack from him. I've got all sorts. But that is the cruise line. In fact, they used to be called the Love Boat. You remember
It was.
The TV show was on Princess.
I love the colour of your foundation you got in there as well.
Thank you,
Sean.
darling.
It's really, really nice.
Thank you. Now, this is a brilliant trip, isn't it? Because, first of all, we fly out to Singapore.
Yeah, we do. Overnight flight out to Singapore, and then you've got a 2-night stay in a 4-star hotel there, right in the centre. We're going to show you a little bit of wonderful video footage about this beautiful part of the world. This commercial centre of Southeast Asia. It's a metropolis of modern high-rise buildings, of Chinese shop houses, of red-tiled roofs, of sturdy Victorian buildings, Buddhist temples, and Arab bazaars. It's a wonderful mishmash. You can relax on the beaches of Sentosa Island. You can do this great duty-free shopping. You can go maybe out to Raffles and have a Singapore sling in the long bar with all the nuts being thrown onto the floor, the monkey nuts, which is a great experience. Wander into Jurong Bird Park, the largest walk-in aviary in the world, over 600 species. And of course, you can enjoy the Boutit Timor Nature Reserve. It's one of only 2 cities in the world that retains a patch of virgin rainforest, which is an incredible experience to have that in the heart of a city. You've got Universal Studios, that's some of Raffles Hotel, and that's the Marina Bay Sands, which sits on top of the 3 skyscrapers. It took over 3 months to raise up and place on the top, and it's a great place to sit, have a cocktail and look out over the whole of Singapore. And again, you're seeing bits here of some of the great shopping ideas where you can get Gucci and Vuitton. Orchard Road is one of the great places you can go there. Or do the original Singapore Walk, which is a great option for you to see the city. Now,
before we do anything else, bear in mind you've got a couple of nights there in Singapore, 4-star hotel, but then of course we're going to be joining the ship itself. So we're going to take a moment to actually look at the ship, and the fella giving us our little tour, his name's John.
Princess Cruises first set sail in 1965 with a single ship cruising to Mexico. Today the line has grown to become the 3rd largest cruise line in the world. Princess is known for being a bit of an industry innovator, because over the years they've introduced so many new features and experiences on board their ships that have been so popular, other cruise lines are now copying them. Among them are affordable balconies on many of the ship's outside cabins, as well as 24-hour dining, and a choice of dining venues and flexible dining times. Princess ships also debuted features such as movies under the stars and the Sanctuary adults-only Oasis. In the fitness centre you'll find all the latest equipment, plus a range of classes including cycling, Pilates, yoga, stretch and abs. But if chilling out and being pampered is more your thing, then you might want to head up here, to the tranquil environment of the Lotus Spa. With a menu of dozens of calming and rejuvenating treatments, the Lotus Spa is guaranteed to be one of the highlights of your cruise. Throughout the day on your Princess Cruise, the chefs are busy preparing your next memorable meal. All bread, cakes and pastries are baked 3 times a day. All sauces are prepared by hand. Specialty restaurants include Sabatini's, Princess's signature Italian restaurant. The Crown Grill offers a variety of premium beef and seafood dishes. But tonight's formal night and I've decided to eat in the main restaurant. As I'm booked on anytime dining, I can just turn up and eat at whatever time I like. Princess are known for their dynamic and exciting production shows, with some of the largest casts at sea. Tonight we've got a 70s theme with Blame It on the Boogie. All the shows are produced in-house and feature lively music and stunning choreography, featuring one of the largest casts at sea. As well as shows, you can enjoy a night of stand-up comedy, a game show, a sing-song in the piano bar, a romantic dance, or just a quiet night with friends in a lounge bar. For something completely different, how about a movie under the stars? It's a signature feature of all Princess ships, and it's a great way to end the day.
You guys got the best jobs, eh? You get to go on the ships
I know.
and do it. Oh,
It's great.
I'm stuck here in the studio.
So, a relaxing day at sea, Paul, to enjoy that wonderful ship as John showed us. And then your first port of call is Brunei, and it's Bandar Seri Begawan. That's how you pronounce it.
It's easy for you to say.
I know. It's the only true city in Brunei. It's clean, modern, neat, beautiful wide streets, and a huge, great mosque that you can see here that is beautiful and worth exploring. One of the largest, most modern mosques in the Orient. Relaxing day at sea. Before you then go through to Vietnam, an amazing beach paradise of Vietnam. This is their centre for beach-loving people. It's called Nha Trang, and again, it's captured on amongst these towering mountains that go right along the end, and a great chance for you to see the waters that are dotted with these little islands that you can go and explore. Best thing to do, try a traditional rickshaw tour or go scuba diving.
Yeah.
Then you're going through, again, staying in Vietnam now, to Ho Chi Minh City. Some of us might be more familiar by calling it Saigon. And again, it's a restless meteorite of energy, of commerce. The motorbike is definitely king. You'll see so many of them driving around, and or riding around, I should say. Head to the Rex Hotel, which is right in the centre. Great views over the whole city from there, and everything's walkable. Most of the city sites are walkable from there, and you can get a cocktail right on the top. That's where the 5 o'clock follies in the Vietnam War were held. You can enjoy the mind-blowing street food of the Ben Thanh market, where literally everything is for sale. You can head out to see some of the local parks, and of course you can paddle down the famous Mekong River, or you can explore underground the Chi Chi tunnel network that the Viet Cong built. Okay, relaxing day at sea before we then go to Cambodia, my favourite country in Southeast Asia. It's a land of smiles, a very beautiful place. This was hacked out of the jungle in the 1950s. It's named after their king, that's why it's called Siukaville, and it's a beach paradise, but also great to head into the Reem National Park, which is full of Very unusual, very beautiful birds, and you can take a boat trip through the mangrove channels. Okay, then we're going through to its neighbouring country, the only place in Southeast Asia never to have been colonised. We're talking about Thailand, and of course it's called the land of the free, Mutai, and Bangkok itself is the world's hottest capital city. It's an incredible chance because you dock in Lam Shabang, you can then head into this place where of course you have the iconic floating markets where you can barter as the ship, as the little boat goes past, and these wonderful women with the huge wide brim hats sit there and dish out the fruit. Try the star fruit, it's very, very unique. You can also then go down Khao Sang Road where travellers go, and books like The Beach have written about that quite iconically. Head out and cuddle a tiger at Tiger Temple with the Buddhist monks, or go and see the iconic Wat Arun, the Temple of Dawn, as it appears through the mist. You're going to see that coming up now, Wat Arun. Right, then from Bangkok, definitely try, when I say it, have a Thai massage, have it a Wat Po with the blind masseuses, it's incredible. And then Koh Samui. Again, we're staying in the Gulf of Thailand, so it's a short trip over to Koh Samui. And here, it's a paradise island lined with coconut palms. It's an incredible chance for you to relax on beautiful beaches that dot the whole island, for you to gaze up at the Big Buddha, for you to enjoy what they call the Nam Wang waterfall, but definitely go and see a traditional monkey show. For centuries, monkeys have been used. They train them to shimmy up the tree, and they throw down the coconuts, because obviously the number one cause of death out in Southeast Asia, coconuts falling on your head. So that's why they use the monkeys, to kind of throw them down, so that they get rid of all the loose coconuts. Great.
I had no idea. Let me just remind you the ID number for this one. You might want to write it down, 82507. Don't miss out on this trip. It's the trip of a lifetime for many, many, many people. And of course, you've got the opportunity to stay in Singapore before. That's all included in that price. It's a brilliant opportunity. You can book this today for deposit only. So if you're looking at that thinking, can I, you can call the team. 0800 781 5458, deposit only. Huge savings on here as well. We're talking £130 per person off that original price.
Yeah, it's a really good price. It's a great product. Again, they've been around for years and years and years. And the great thing about Princess is no matter what Princess ship you go on, they're consistently brilliant across the whole fleet. So if you've been on one, you'll know what it's like to go on the other. You're gonna have that consistent level of high service, a great selection of food, and a wonderful chance to sit outside and see everything by night on the huge Movies Under the Stars.
It's a beautiful line. I personally recommend it. I worked there. I was lucky enough to propose to my wife on there as well, so it really was the love boat for us. Again, you can see we've got dates 15th of December, 24th of January, 21st of February. This is really, I hate to go on about price, but the price reduction is awesome. Take advantage of it. Return flights are all organised for you. It includes all your overseas transfers. And of course, if you are thinking, oh, can I fly from Bristol or Manchester or wherever it may be, call the team, talk to them, and they'll help you out. They'll direct you in the right direction. And then you've got that 2-night stay included in your 4-star hotel in Singapore. There's your prices. Again, we've got interior, ocean view and balcony. Always stretch that balcony if you can. And of course, your dates from December. Do you know what I love about this? This is at the end of the year when summer will be behind us, and just as you're starting to think, oh, I've had such a brilliant summer, oh, it's freezing cold now, oh, it might snow, oh, you can be thinking about your winter sunshine.
And it's the best time, to go to these parts of the world. It's the best time to enjoy the Gulf of Thailand and Vietnam. It's amazing.
Now, if that's a little too far away for you, why not go to the Canaries? Oh, and certainly one of my favourite lines, it's Cunard. I think many of us think, oh, Cunard, I wish that white glove service is what it's all about. This is a brilliant opportunity for you. Now, again, Keith was lucky enough to go on board this ship. In fact, you worked on board these ships, didn't you?
I did 3 years as an entertainment director for them, yeah. Great line.
Let's see a video clip of Keith on board the ship.
She's the third Cunard ship to bear her name, and bigger and more beautiful than any of her predecessors. The Queen Elizabeth was launched by Her Majesty the Queen in 2010, and continues to win thousands of fans for her understated elegance, spacious luxury and excellent service. Serving over 20,000 meals each day, Queen Elizabeth's talented culinary team of over 100 chefs cater to all tastes and dietary requirements. Fresh and exquisitely seasoned dishes are served in all of the 6 dining locations. So whether it's a meal with friends in the Britannia or a freshly baked pizza in the Lido, your taste buds are going to enjoy the holiday as much as you do. Kickstart your day with some relaxing yoga in the gym, followed by a visit to the Royal Spa for a quick dip and a spot of pampering. There's literally hundreds of treatments to choose from. After a spot of afternoon tea, maybe you'll take a stroll around the Royal Arcade full of stylish souvenirs and big designer names at low prices. Or you could pop up on deck for a game of croquet in the sunshine. There's 7 different bars to choose from, all featuring live music. So whatever your mood or tipple, you're going to find the perfect home away from home. Cocktail fans will flock to the panoramic views of the Commodore Club. And for those who want to dance the night away, there's even the wonderful disco. But for me, it's all about quenching your thirst for a freshly pulled pint here in the legendary Golden Lion pub. It may be night time that most sets the Queen Elizabeth experience apart from other ships. You can enjoy a magical night in the Royal Court Theatre, where comedians, stars of the West End, and fabulous shows can be viewed from the privacy of your own theatre box. Then why not turn back the time and attend a dazzling themed ball in the Queen's Room, with a live band, gentlemen dance hosts, and stunning performances from the ballroom instructors. Whether you want a sumptuous suite or a room with a view, this ship offers it all. There are 7 grades of accommodation to choose from, and all of it is spacious, bright and stylish, including these brand new single staterooms with massive windows and even bigger TVs. But whatever you choose, every stateroom is full of little touches designed to make you feel instantly at home. The personal steward will keep everything clean and tidy, the CD Cunard mattress will keep you sleeping like a baby, and the free 24-hour room service will keep you wishing you had more willpower.
See, this cruise is great because it's Southampton to Southampton. So if you're thinking, you know, I'm going on a nice trip, 11 nights here, I really want to take a lot of luggage. You can.
Absolutely, as much as you want, you can take up that gown. As long as you can store it in your cabin, you'll be fine. Okay. Then you've got a relaxing day at sea to enjoy that beautiful ship. And again, I was lucky enough to be part of her inaugural season as the entertainment director. She's stunning. She really is. Lots to see and do and enjoy, and great food. And then you're sailing down the Tagus River, and again you're enjoying Lisbon. Now we've already talked about Lisbon, so I'm not going to really go into much detail. I'm just going to tell you that it's an incredible place, and one thing I didn't mention before is head up the old elevator, which is just off Rosario Square, and again it gives you a glass of port at the top, and you can just look out at the whole city, and that's the yellow tram. I love those yellow trams. And try a custard tart. Okay, relaxing day at sea. Before we then go to the Canaries, 355 days of sunshine a year. Fact. Amazing. Okay, now this first port of call is Lanzarote. Lunar landscape here is legendary. Sun-soaked beaches that are loved worldwide. You can do so much. You can do a camel riding, you know, through the wonderful mountains of fire, as they're known, which is this huge area of solidified lava dominated by these enormous dormant volcanoes. You can soak up the sun on beautiful beaches like Playa Grande, which is the longest beach on the island, or you can head out to the home, or the old home of Cesar Manrique, the former artist, of course, the son of the island, who built it out of lava bubbles. It's very Austin Powers, it's very overbehaved. It's incredible. It's 5 lava bubbles he's built the houses out of. It's incredible. Right, then from Lanzarote you're going through to the next island of the Canaries, Gran Canaria. Again, amazing sunshine, amazing beaches, and then you've got these rugged mountains hiding pretty whitewashed villages. The great thing about this island, again, is the selection of different things you can do. You can go through to Christopher Columbus's museum, you can go through to Bandama Crater, which is 3,000 foot high, one of the few inhabited craters in the world, and of course you can head inland to the Arucas Mountains and just enjoy the amazing banana capital of Arucas itself, which is full of pretty whitewashed houses, an imposing Gothic church carved out of volcanic rock. Then we're going through from here, from the Canaries, over to Funchal, to the island of Madeira, one of my favourite places in the world. The island is referred often as the hanging basket of the Atlantic, and that's because it's full of flowers. It's a mixture of the Garden of Eden with Edwardian Britain. The whole place is smothered with jasmine and exotic bloom. You can go through these wonderful local markets and see the locals dressed up in the traditional wear as they sell the iconic dragon tree. You can head into the mountainous interior. You can hurtle down from the village of Monte into the wicker toboggan, in a wicker toboggan down to the bottom, try some of the sweet wine and have afternoon tea at Reed's Palace like Sir Winston Churchill used to. And then finally have a relaxing day at sea before you head back to the Mediterranean main, La Coruña, walk around the Paseo Maritimo, which is the 10-kilometre circular walkway around the city. This is the birthplace of Zara, so if you like your shopping, it's a great place to go. It's got the oldest working lighthouse in the world you just saw there, and this is the Pedro elevator, which goes up the San Pedro Mount. Amazing views of the coastline. Here comes the lighthouse. This is a Roman lighthouse dating back over 2,000 years, and it's an incredible place to go and enjoy the beach and the views.
There you go. Cruise ID number for this is 79168. 79168. Write it down. It works out what's something like £78 per person per night. Deposit only on this is £120.
Really cheap, Paul, isn't it?
Yeah, normally
really
when we say
cheap.
deposit only, we're talking 150. I'm looking at that thinking, you pay 120 today, and then you put £100 a month away, you'll have it paid for by November. It's brilliant. Take advantage of it. £100 saving for each person now on the brochure price, and for £50 per person, you can upgrade to Ocean View. Really consider that. But we've got another cruise to squeeze in, and this is really, really exciting. The reason I say it's exciting is Royal Caribbean, RCI, Royal Caribbean International as they're known. It's a brand new ship that is not even at sea yet. It will be the time you go, but it launches in about 2 weeks' time. And it's not just the ship that's wonderful, it's not just the itinerary that's wonderful. You're going to get some time at Niagara Falls before we even get going. So you're going to be flying into Toronto, and then you're going to spend a couple of days in Niagara Falls in New York. And you're going to get, come on, it's that huge waterfall that we all see in movies, we may have seen in films. It's a great opportunity for you before sailing down into the Caribbean. Let's have a little look at Niagara Falls.
Yeah, so you've got a wonderful 2-night stay here in Niagara, and it's been a saucy honeymoon destination ever since Napoleon's brother went there. It's a great fun place. It's a real mixture. You have got the mighty waterfall that you can see there, with literally millions of gallons of water tumbling over in a million bathtubs of water plummet over the edge every second. You can drive along Niagara Parkway. You can do the Maid of the Mist. I recommend you can see the Maid of the Mist there, and she goes right up into the centre, and you get waterproofs, fortunately, to wear, but it's an incredible thing to do. Or you can wander behind the waterfall itself. There's also a load of award-winning wineries in this area, so you can do Niagara's Wine Trail, and of course see it at night, because it's stunning at night. Or head out to the Butterfly Conservatory. I did that with a friend of mine who took me around the Rockies, and it's a beautiful thing to go and do.
So how do we get from Niagara to New York to catch the ship?
That's a very good question, Paul, because you then get on an Amtrak train. This is the #1 way now to go across the States. It's an amazing open plan train with huge windows. You're going to head right the way through New York State into New York, so it's a really wonderful way. In itself, that is making the actual trip to New York an event.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then when we arrive in this wonderful city that never sleeps, you're going to have a great chance again to have another 2-night stay. 170 languages are spoken here, and you're going to sail out under the mighty Brooklyn Bridge, past the Lady of Liberty. But in the meantime, 2 days to explore. You can wander across Brooklyn Bridge. You can go and enjoy the wonderful iconic park where Strawberry Fields, where the ode to John Lennon is, where of course you can go and see the naked cowboy in the flesh, where of course you can go and try New York cheesecake and try some of the wonderful pizza, where the policemen look like they're just out of the movies, where the wonderful construction workers are there with the shades and the you know, the kind of YMCA kind of hat that's so iconic now. I love the New York City. It's a great chance for you to go and stand right in the centre and admire Broadway. You've got time to go and see a Broadway show, get tickets right from the centre. Try one of the bus tours that you can pick up at the visitor centre right in the centre of town. Head to Pier 40, where Titanic was scheduled to arrive, and see a little bit of a museum and an entertainment complex there. Or just explore downtown Manhattan and try coffee in one of the many places to sit and get cheesecake.
Now, it's worth mentioning at this point too that not all the transfers are included, are they?
That's right. That's a very important point, Paul. It's literally just 2 transfers. That's we can't book them from the UK. But all you need to do is jump in a taxi. It's a very quick transfer across, and that's the transfer from the hotel in Niagara to the train station, and from the train station in New York to the hotel. Perfect. They're the only 2 that aren't included, but it's a really quick and easy journey, and the hotel will help you out in those cases. But we just can't literally book them from the UK. Times Square is iconic, of course. Take a tour in one of the yellow taxis. And if you get a chance, Big Apple Greeter, Google it. It's a great way of having a tour there for free.
Now, once you've enjoyed that time in New York, of course, you're going to enjoy your cruise. You're going to enjoy this beautiful, beautiful ship that has not yet set sail. It will have done by the time you join it. What we're talking about here is Royal Caribbean's Anthem of the Seas.
Yeah, okay, now we're going to be filming on board Anthem in a couple of weeks' time, and of course Quantum of the Seas is already out. She was released in November last year, and this is the sister ship. So again, you are seeing some iconic things. You've got Cafe 270, you're seeing images here of what happens in the evening with Cafe 270 with the Vistarama, where it's an amazing video wall that's projected, and there's acrobats coming down on silks. That was the music hall there, where they have live music every night. There's iFly, Ripcord, where you can skydive, and your friends and family can watch. The Seaplex with bumper cars, which
which then in the evening turns into a roller disco, and also a basketball court where you'll meet the characters like Shrek. You've got a water park out on deck called H2O Zone. You've got interconnected family staterooms where you can close the door to have a bit of peace. You can see it all from a North Star back glass cylinder which goes around the ship, and that goes up 300 foot, and again you can see sunset or sunrise in that one. And 18 different restaurants, Paul, 18, including Jamie Oliver's own restaurant on board.
That is amazing, isn't it? Come on, the itinerary is brilliant as well. You got a chance to enjoy the Caribbean.
Yeah, okay, Labadee in Haiti, it's great to be able to call back into this part of the world now. Great chance for you to enjoy this private paradise. This is their own private paradise for Royal Caribbean. You can do the mega zip line all the way down, which is a real thrill. Take a spare pair of underpants, survey the coastline by kayak, and of course just relax in a hammock and soak up a cocktail. Then you're going through to Jamaica, and this is great. This is the home format of the Olympic sprinter Usain Bolt, and it's a great chance for you to go and explore Dunn's River Falls, the kind of wedding caked tiered waterfall that you can walk up. You can float down the Martha Brae River, like people like Jane Seymour and Lennox Lewis and Johnny Cash have done. And of course you can swig the Witch's Brew at the Rose Hall Great House. Annie Palmer, of course, the White Witch there, lived there in the 18th century. And there's amazing beaches, of course, with Jamaica. Then we're going through to Grand Cayman, Georgetown. This is full of trendy Caribbean restaurants, and a 7-mile beach, which literally is 7 miles, and there's no private part of it, so you can wander the whole thing in if you want to, and you can go to Stingray, the Stingray sandbar, and hold and pet the stingrays and feed them calamari. Here we go, you see the beautiful creatures. Now I've done that, I've held them, and they love being held, they love the warmth of the human touch. It's an incredible experience. Costa Maya is next. This is now going over to Mexico, so you're getting so much in this itinerary. And here in Costa Maya, you've got dense tropical forest, you've got mangrove thickets of the southern Yucatan, where the Mayans, of course, flourished during the classical period. You've got these mighty cities that you can explore, full of these stepped pyramids and plazas and palaces, and we still don't know how they made them, how they created them. And in fact, you can also head and relax at the Ulvaro Beach Club, one of the trendiest places on Costa Maya's coach, where you can sit in a sun lounger, relax in a hammock, or take a swim and play some beach volleyball. It's an incredible place, an incredible paradise for divers, for snorkelers, and for lovers of history. Then we're going through to a wonderful island, a Honduran island called Roatan. Many of my friends learnt to dive here, and it's the largest of what we call the Bay Islands. It's an unspoilt mecca for beach lovers, and again, it's like stepping back in time. It's very underdeveloped, great chance for you just to do nothing for the day and enjoy it. Just read a book and soak up some of the sun. Then we're going through to Mexico, to Cozumel. There you can see the monkeys, very, very friendly. They love to have a cuddle. And Cozumel Source is one of my favourite places in the world to dive. It's brilliant for drift diving. It's just anchored off the mainland, across from the Yucatan Peninsula. And again, long ribbons of white sand, nodding palms, impossibly clear seas, and full of Mayan temples in the interior and this kind of jungle peninsula. I hired a motorbike and drove around the island for a few days. It was great fun. And then relaxing day at sea before you head back to New York. It's an incredible itinerary, and when you've got that stay in New York, that stay at Niagara, when you consider the whole cost of that and what you're getting, it's an amazing deal.
Yeah, it's actually 3 days at sea at the end. And come on, let's face it, on a ship like that, you're going to be one of the first people on board. You're going to want 3 days to enjoy it. Your ID number for that is 94343. You can see we've got dates available for you in November, January and March. You can be looking forward to that throughout the year. You can put a deposit only on this if you want. Call the team, talk to them about that. We can provide flights from most of the UK airports. There will be supplements included, but again, talk to the guys about that. And you've got that 2-night stay included in Niagara Falls and New York City. It's brilliant.
And also, you know, do tune in via the YouTube channel, because we've got a great interview that I did a couple of days ago with Jason Bradbury from the Gadget Show, all about Anthem of the Seas, all about Quantum of the Seas, and about his love of the Bionic Bar and about these ships and how amazing they are.
Yeah, I can just go online and have a look at the videos.
YouTube,
I'm sure you
Panic
will
Cruise
want
YouTube.
to go. Well, we've been through 6 cruises for you, and I know we whizzed through them, but you can imagine, you know, there's a lot to share with you. 6 different cruise lines. There's all these various ports of call. I don't know how Keith remembers all this information. It really is amazing. But the fact is, we're going to whiz through all 6 for you once again, because if you missed out on an ID number, or if you missed out on some of the details, or you just saw the last 4, well, let's remind you of everything that's available to you. Again, just call the number at the bottom of the screen. You can talk to the team. The first line we talked to you is about NCL, Norwegian Cruise Line. It used to be called Norwegian Caribbean Lines, NCCL. £599. What a brilliant deal. Free all-inclusive drinks package if you go for balcony or above. So go for it. Come on, your drinks. You can have all the drinks you want. We played you a little video all about that earlier in the show. Single special, so if you are travelling alone, you can get it for just £699. And of course, return flights are from London. It includes all your overseas transfers, but we can get you regional airports if you would like them. Deposit only on that trip, so just call the guys. The number's at the bottom of the screen, 0800 781 5458. Then we went to Maritime Cruises. Don't miss out on this opportunity. If you're looking for a trip that is for adults only, this is their new ship. I say their new ship, it's not a brand new ship, but it's new to their fleet. Don't miss out on it. Single option from just £799 for one of my favourite places around the globe. We're talking the fjords. And when you bear in mind you can save up to 40%, that is a big, big saving. ID number on that is 87544. Then we went to P&O, the Great British Cruise Line, and what a beautiful ship too. From just £749, a very, very affordable. Dates available in October and December. If you did want other dates, by the way, talk to the team. They may have limited spaces available for you. You can add that extra night at the Meon, so if you want to stay overnight in Southampton, you can do so, and that will also include your parking and your port transfers. And it's £150 saving per person off the brochure price. That's deposit only. Once again, we're talking £150 deposit there. 79288 is your item number. Then we went to Princess Cruise Lines. What a brilliant, brilliant ship this is. Absolutely stunning, and the price reduction is dramatic, so take advantage of it. Dates available in December, January and February of next year. We've got your return flights from Heathrow, but of course if you want to talk to them about regional airports, you can do so, and that does include your 2-night stay in the gorgeous city of Singapore. You don't want to miss out on that. Then we went to Cunard. Not the Queen Mary II, not the Queen Victoria, but the gorgeous Queen Elizabeth. And this is a brilliant, brilliant trip for you. Upgrade to the Ocean View for just £50 per person. That's well worth considering, and you're already saving there £100 per person off the brochure price. Once again, that can be deposit only. So you put your deposit down, then save £100 a month. You got that paid for. That's a brilliant, brilliant opportunity for you. And then that last one we just talked about, very exciting times, because it is literally their latest ship, their brand new ship, launches in about 2 weeks' time. Go online and find out more about it, see why it's one of the most exciting ships on the entire planet. We've got cabins available for you in November, January and March. And of course you get to stay in Niagara, you get to stay in New York, and then you get to go down to the Caribbean. What a brilliant trip of a lifetime. That really is what that was all about. ID number on that is 94343. If you do write those ID numbers down, that will be helpful when you're calling, because it'll let the agent know exactly which trip you're talking about, and it'll also be useful for you if you're going straight to the Planet Cruise website. You can tweet them, you can go to Facebook, you can go to the YouTube channel, which I love because it means you've got the opportunity to see lots of videos about the ports of call and the cruise ships, and of course you can always email them, hello@planetcruise.co.uk. Can I just ask you to remind us a little bit about Planet Cruise themselves, why we should consider Planet Cruise?
Absolutely, Paul. Yeah, I mean, we've got a 96% customer feedback rating. We're ABTOL and ATOL bonded, so your money is secure. Everyone you'll speak to has either worked in the cruise industry or cruises regularly themselves. And of course, we have a price promise. If you see a cruise cheaper anywhere else on a website of a travel agent, get in touch and we'll match that price for you. And beyond that, we are bespoke in what we do, and we're the top seller for the UK for many of the cruise lines that we sell for.
Yeah. Thanks, Keith. I just want to say thank you. Happy
Thank
Easter.
you. Happy Easter to you as
Don't
well.
pinch too many of
I
the
know,
eggs afterwards.
I've been so well behaved. Look at all those eggs.
Come on, make a phone call right now, talk to the guys, go to the website, have a look around and plan that cruise of a lifetime.